Thank you, Shushmita, once again for joining this campaign, and thank you so much. I'm glad that you accepted my invitation. So, as we already spoke a lot about why I have taken this initiative, and I hope I see that we both of us we are doing our bit in order to bring that awareness or the necessity which is required in Indian society, especially wherein we have a lot of misconceptions and a lot of dilemmas in people's mind related to not just skin condition but various other social issues. So today we're going to talk about your side of the story. So feel free to share anything that you want. I would really appreciate if you would start with your introduction so that people get to know who Shushmita Jain is and what does she do. And yes, and then you can maybe explain like when did you get this vitiligo skin condition and how you came over this and what is the kind of life that you're living right now.
Thank you, Sampurna. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
It was very it was very good knowing that you actually are taking your time and effort to bring out stories from the community. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
To start about me, I'm Sushmita Jain, and I'm a engineer by qualification, and I
Mhm.
had worked for the IT for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Then, like owing to my interest towards social impact, I switched my career line, and I joined a not-for-profit, so that I can further contribute and build a career in that
Mhm.
space.
Mhm.
And then my intention is to contribute towards diversity and inclusion across corporate and the social sector.
Mhm.
So I'm professionally marching towards that line. And on a personal front, I've been a person with vitiligo.
Mhm.
I'm sure that you know what vitiligo is.
Yes.
It is white patches on skin,
Yes.
and I have had it for more than 20 years now.
Mhm.
And I got it like as a kid, around 9 years of age.
Mhm.
It started as a small patch under my eye,
Mhm.
and it spread all over my face, hands, legs, and like many parts of my
Yeah.
body. Right, so
Uh-huh.
around 75% of my body was covered with white patches, vitiligo.
Okay.
And on a personal front, I'm married and I have a 1-year-old baby boy. Yeah,
That's nice.
yeah.
And it's really lovely to see a mother, so confident, and she has this clear path or vision in her mind, like what you want to achieve. And that is really going to set an example for your child as well, I believe. Because
Thank you.
as a lady, we really set a ground for every person that we, share our journey with. Because yes, I wouldn't say that I'm being a gender bias here, but I believe that as a lady we have a lot of responsibilities in our life, and whatever we do, that really has to set some kind of example, because there are a lot of people looking up to us, right? So
True.
how did you overcome this, like as you said that you got the skin condition at a very young age, like you were 9 years old. So what was your mentality and your family's support? Were they very supportive, or what was the situation then, and how did you overcome that? Like who helped you out, or how did it go?
So if you see, it all started as a small white patch, right? So
Mm-hmm.
initially it was was it an infection or was it some problem with the skin? Like running behind. First, it started with a child specialist. Then
Mm-hmm.
it went on to a skin specialist, and by the
Mm-hmm.
time we got to know it was vitiligo, I guess some years have passed by,
Okay.
right? So because there was no proper diagnosis or there was no proper awareness in place that time,
Mm-hmm.
we tried all the treatments feasible. Like it can be anything, and allopathy, homeopathy,
Mm-hmm.
Ayurveda,
Yeah.
different types of Ayurveda,
Yeah.
like all different kinds of treatments, ointments,
Yeah.
applications, etc. I've had like reactions also because of
Mm-hmm.
certain
Yeah.
medications. So it was a journey in itself, and yeah, like on a what to say, like whenever we are in some issue, we either go to the doctor or to the temple, right? So we
Yes.
visited both, right? We visited many temples also. My most of my childhood went in that. Of course, my childhood was also memorable.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a sibling growing up along with me that time.
Mm-hmm.
And but if you see, like it was also, like over a point of time as you grow up, you realize, right? Like everything centers around you.
Yes.
Your treatment, whether it's improving or not, it's like that is only the main important thing, but there are many other things in life, right?
Exactly.
So, as a teen, growing up, I was pretty annoyed, of course, because I was also getting to realize things, and it's very natural when we have something. Stares come, right? People stare, end up
Mhm.
staring. I had vitiligo on majority of my visible body, right? It was visible
Mhm.
very much,
Mhm.
and I was a very medium complexion girl. And when you
Mhm.
have a white patch on your skin looks even more
Yeah.
like darker, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was very visible. And yeah, like as growing up, whenever somebody would approach me, I would, over a period of time, it was annoying, because like it was very like wherever you go, you become a center of attention.
Mhm.
And but over a point of time, what I noticed when I look back is I was
Mhm.
very vocal.
Mhm.
Whoever would come, I would be like, okay, it is vitiligo, it is white patches on skin. I would end up educating them.
Mhm.
Of
That's
course,
nice.
I would feel that, arey, jisse dekho, whoever is there, I mean, everybody
Exactly.
speaks only about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, like, I was vocal about educating about it. And on a, as a person, as a kid growing up, of course, it affected my confidence and self image
Mhm.
a lot.
Mhm.
Because the way people look at you itself changes by the way
Yes.
how you look, right? It
Yes.
has to do a lot, the way you look at yourself and also how others look at you,
Yes.
right? And sometimes it's not intentional, even when
Mhm.
people stare, or when even they I express a certain thing, it's all because they also have had a journey.
Yes.
Maybe at that point of time we get annoyed. It takes maturity and reflection to understand that, okay, unka awareness, or the
Mm.
exposure
Mm.
they ever had is only that much.
Mm.
So that's
Mm.
why they look at you a certain way.
Yeah.
Right. So it took me a lot many years to reach this, wise, or to reach this kind of understanding.
Mhm.
And it has been a journey. And when I did that, like over a point of time, I realized that, hey, India hardly has any awareness on vitiligo.
Yes.
Especially, I started off my work into 2014.
Mhm.
Like, I wanted to, advocate, or, start up with at least a video which speaks for itself. Because whenever I would go out, no, it will be
Mhm.
like, what is that? What is that on your screen? So I would end up educating. I was like, if there was something to educate on my behalf, how
Yeah.
good it would be,
Yeah.
right? So that's when I started ideating a video in my mind,
Mhm.
right? It took me 3 years to make that video. I saved part of my savings, and also some people volunteered,
Mhm.
right? And majority of the people I worked for the video were people without vitiligo,
Okay.
right? So many of them got awareness on vitiligo while working with me.
Mhm.
And if you see, like over a period of time, the video got done, and it
Mhm.
got released finally in 2017.
Mhm.
And within a day, like, I also did a lot of groundwork to reach the right people, and all those things, right,
Mhm.
it involved a lot of effort.
Mhm.
I did this along with my full-time job. And like, right from scripting, ideating, getting in
Mhm.
people, networking with friends, their friends, and all those things, planning for the shoot,
Mhm.
everything, right from budgeting it. And then finally the video got released on a social media platform. That too, I had approached that platform. I approached many platforms. One of them were ready to put it. So
Mhm.
once it was posted on one platform, within a week's time, it crossed 7 lakhs of views,
Wow.
and it got very good reception. And
Wow.
after that, many other social media platforms started putting it across. So by a short span, it reached across 2 million views
Awesome.
collectively,
Awesome.
right? And I was also invited for live sessions on World Vitiligo Day by
Mhm.
by pages like the Logical Indian, Dil Ki Baat.
Mhm.
Like during World Vitiligo Day, I would give live sessions of for an hour or more than that, where people would
Mhm.
ask their questions. And I
Okay.
continued making videos on my channel, like, which is
Mhm.
now called the Support Vitiligo.
Yes.
So there, I would make more videos based on the requests people would given, that why don't
Mhm.
you make a video on this your journey? Because
Mhm.
many of the people who have seen my videos have benefited in a way that, of course, psychologically they got benefited, right? But even on a medical front,
Mhm.
many of them got their patches on their face healed.
Okay.
For many of them, their patches, their healing has improved. They got
Mhm.
repigmentation, because
Mhm.
for me, one of the treatments, UVB, had helped, right?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
that awareness that there is a treatment called UVB, or that can help you heal at least certain areas of your patches, that wasn't much known among people, among the community. So the videos actually helped many people to understand that there is something like this. You have options. If
Mm.
you want
Mm.
to go for a treatment, you can
There is.
consider that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it had helped people repigment. Many of them have got repigmented on their face by
Mhm.
now.
Mhm.
at least a handful of them I know,
Mhm.
right? Even from the community. So if you see after that, like the YouTube channel kept getting a lot of traction, all my social media handles. And
Mhm.
I had also, I have also created pages for support vitiligo across social media,
Mhm.
Instagram, Facebook. YouTube already was doing very good.
Mhm.
And similarly, right? So then, if you see, many people started reaching out, and I would also spend a lot of time on phone, one on one, speaking to people
To
because people
consulting
wanted to
people.
speak to
Yeah.
somebody. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like I'm not a professional consultant or
Yes.
a
Yes. Correct.
counselor, but people would like to share their story. Also ask, I want this. Where do I go? Everything, right, from emotional to medical, right?
Mhm.
So over a point of time, it was like I felt we can have a community of people,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
that's when I created a community on on Telegram.
Mhm.
So now we are a community on Telegram where there are people with vitiligo,
Mhm.
especially adults and parents of children with vitiligo,
Mhm. Okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. So there are more than like people with vitiligo from like around 6 countries.
Uh-huh.
Just hold on.
Yeah.
Can
No
we
issues.
pause it here? Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is that as people kept approaching, like over a period of time, I saw a need of forming an online community,
Mhm.
right? But the thing is, privacy is always a concern.
Yeah.
Initially, we were on WhatsApp, and then one of our members suggested there's an app called Telegram
Mhm.
where there is number privacy also.
Yes.
So we moved on to Telegram, right? So I manage it personally. I do all this voluntarily, right? So everything is voluntarily done
Mhm.
along with the like-minded volunteers. Especially the Telegram network is something which I personally handle,
Okay.
and like yeah, that is a support which is provided to people with vitiligo from the
Mhm.
community, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we also like wish each other on our birthdays.
Mhm.
We meet once in a month online.
That's
We have
nice.
been meeting since last year. Yeah, like whoever is interested, we have a
Mhm.
Zoom meeting,
Mhm.
and we will say a hi, hello. We discuss anything, right? Like right from
Mhm.
sharing our emotions,
Mhm.
mental health, or even sharing about treatments, journey, etc.
That's nice.
So that is something, yeah, that is something which I've been moderating,
Mhm.
and I encourage the like our members also to use that every month. And for the
That's good.
parents community also, I've had similar connects every month. So there's a
Mhm.
separate network for parents of children with vitiligo.
Okay.
Yeah. So all these people are Indians from like from various parts of the country, and
Mhm.
also from different country as well, like different countries apart from India who are
Okay.
settled abroad, right?
Okay. Okay.
So they reach out to me through social media after watching my video, or through social media, or through various
Mhm.
avenues where they
Mhm.
get to know about my work or support
Mhm.
vitiligo.
Mhm.
So that's how. And on another front, if you see, I've also collaborated with many organizations
Mhm.
in the social sector also, like where I have given webinars, give
Mhm.
webinars for students in the rural,
Okay.
right? A webinar. When I say webinars, it's like webinar on vitiligo awareness. So I
Mhm.
always design an awareness session based on the crowd which is witnessing the awareness
All
session.
right.
So for children with vitiligo, I have also made a video on YouTube where I illustrate, about skin color using a simple drawing, and I
Mhm.
explain it to them,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And based on the age group, I always curate how I'm going to conduct a session,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? So that the right message reaches the crowd,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So yeah, so awareness sessions have collaborated with organizations. I've given for for students, for children, right from age 5,
Mhm.
or to adults, beyond 60. If you say, I've also conducted vitiligo awareness stalls in the public, and
That's
I've
really nice.
collaborated with organizations where I've given vitiligo awareness sessions. I've conducted vitiligo awareness sessions for
Mhm.
children from government schools,
Okay.
right? And when I say vitiligo awareness stalls, like all, like right from people working for a corporate, or
Mhm.
right from students, or like elderly people, they all walk in, right? So
All right.
everybody gains awareness that way. So all the age groups are touched upon from an awareness standpoint. And I've also
Mhm.
been invited by doctors for a panel discussion during like vitiligo awareness month, and they
Mhm.
also follow our work,
Mhm.
right? Like now we are also a member of an international alliance called IADPO Global Skin,
Mhm.
because doctors from India especially follow me and our work,
Mhm.
And that's how, they feel that, it should reach a bigger forum.
Mhm.
So that's how we were nominated for that.
That's nice.
And yeah, doctors in general, I also collaborate with doctors in. So all this collaboration, if you see, it's only volunteer based, it's only voluntary.
Okay.
Like I neither charge anybody. I do
Mhm.
volunteering myself. I involve like-minded people who would like to volunteer.
Mhm.
That all, like, right from our website is volunteer driven. I pay for the hosting from my pocket, but apart from that, the website designing, maintenance, and all is a person is volunteering for that, a website developer. Similarly, our Instagram page is also volunteer driven.
Mhm.
I have a college student who manages the Instagram management,
That's
and
nice.
I do the overall management of providing content and all. They take care of handling it, right?
That's
And Telegram is purely something which I manage, the support network.
okay.
And I also involve volunteers for, but there's a volunteer who designs posters. Like
Mhm.
I asked him, this is the requirement. So he designs posters or logos.
Mhm.
He's a person who works for the IT, right? So I involve people based on their comfort,
Mhm.
based on their flexibility, and also make them see the value of volunteering. So
Yeah.
all these people who volunteer are
Mhm.
mostly people without vitiligo. So they have got a lot of awareness while volunteering for the initiative.
That's amazing.
And from the community also, I've involved people with which I've also have volunteered,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
I've also collaborated with an organization called Youth for Seva, where we have given out certificates for the volunteers. I've
Mhm.
not yet made made much noise on social media. Actually, a lot
Mhm.
of work happens, but there is not much bandwidth to put everything on social media.
Yeah.
That's another
True.
story.
True.
So yeah, so we have also recognized our volunteers. I do that because volunteers are our main, and like I've not registered support vitiligo as a not for profit,
Mhm.
because the thing is, whatever is being done, either me giving a awareness talk or handling the support network or we
Mhm.
doing social media awareness campaigning also,
Mhm.
it's all done on a voluntary basis, and I don't see the need of raising funds or maintaining a separate, because there's a lot of paperwork and lot of
Yes.
other
Yes.
things. I'm
That's
a
true.
professional also, right?
Mhm.
I believe in doing social work, but I do it on a very social and voluntary aspect,
Mhm.
right? No donation involved, and no any kind of money transaction. Even doctors also volunteer. I
Yeah.
don't pay
Yeah.
them, right?
Yeah.
So it's all very clean that way, clear that way, that I maintain it that way. And yeah, that has been that way, I mean, so
And it's
far.
it's really
And I've
nice.
ran a, yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
Mm. No, I've been having a conversation with few other organization as well. I'm not sure whether they have officially registered themselves, but this is really an amazing and beautiful thought that you don't want any strings attached to it, because anybody who's being part of this or who are connecting with you, they are doing it voluntarily. They don't have anything to expect, and they are just in there to give in their support. And that's an amazing, that's how as a human being we should be. And this
Yeah,
initiatives that you have taken, I really salute you for that, Shushmita, because it's a different story that we are struggling, and we are just sharing a part of the story, but it's a different altogether, wherein you actually realize that whatever things that I have gone through, I see that there are thousands and millions of people who are going through this, and I need to take a step to diminish that level of thinking that is there in the society. So the steps that you have taken, especially this Telegram group that you're talking about, so it's an amazing initiative. And even the doctors that you're telling, I know that they are busy people. Even I have to tried approaching few, but I couldn't get through. But the way they are coming forward, because as you also mentioned, right, as an Indian, I'm not watching for other countries, but as an Indian, if we come across something, maybe for example a disease, only two places that we can think about: a doctor, or we can go and visit a temple. Like जो दवा से ठीक नहीं हो सकती वो दुआ से हो जाएगी लदा.
do
That's
us
the kind of
exactly.
thinking that we have, right? So we always look up to these two. And though I would say it's a lack of awareness as well, but even in a lot of the stories that I've covered, the interviews, they have shared their journey, and they have said that even when they approach the doctors doesn't have any idea like what exactly this skin condition is. Now maybe eventually or gradually, because of a lot of awareness around, people have got to know like this skin condition is called vitiligo, or this is psoriasis, or this is acne, or some other skin condition, right? But when you approach a doctor, you actually completely rely on that person. thinking that this person knows in and out about this, and he's somebody who can save me out of this. But when even that person puts you in a situation where he's himself is confused, he's not sure like what exactly the prescription that she should be giving you, then you try approaching somebody else, homeopathic approach or Ayurvedic approach. So there is a lot of misconfusion here, which doctor themselves can come forward and talk about it, who have a lot of experience, the specialized person, I would say, they can come forward and they can talk about it, so that those kind of thoughts that we as a person that we have before approaching any doctors, we come in a position wherein we think whether I should go visit a doctor or not. That hesitation is always there, right? And when we see a doctor talking about it and creating awareness, it really, I think it's an amazing thing, I would say, amazing collaboration. So I just have this little question, like as you've been doing this campaign for a long time now, which age group do you think is the most difficult one to approach, or to make them understand, since you have designed videos for even small children and as the age group of 60s as well? So which age group do you think? Because it's different thought process altogether at different age. So which age group do you think are the most difficult one to engage, or to make them understand?
I feel more than the age group, it is the person's journey and the support and the the geography they come from,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because even a 20-year-old can be reluctant to share or to
Yes.
be more open because of the stigma they have gone through or the
Mhm.
mental state they are in, right? And even a 60-year-old can be open about it, right?
True.
Because they have seen life and all.
Mhm.
The thing is that more than difficult, I would say that maybe people beyond a certain age or certain point in life, they feel that everything is done now, I'm not so bothered about it,
Got
or I
it.
don't want to speak about it, right?
Mhm.
So it's not difficult, I feel it's a choice, and it is
Mhm.
very situational, because there are amazing people in every age group and there will be difficult people in more or
Yes,
less in
yes.
all age groups, right? So that has been my observation
How about
as far
children?
as
Like, I
children.
mean, what is the?
Children, if you ask me, like most of the children will not bother what they have,
Yeah.
right? They will only want to, like, you want, they just expect you to go, let them play and be themselves,
Mhm.
rather than involving them in too many treatments or, making them too conscious.
Yes.
They just
True.
want to live their life, right? For
True.
children, it's a very innate, innate capacity or innate, like interest to actually live life,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Not
Yes.
that because that consciousness or that, what others say doesn't matter to a child.
Doesn't matter to them. Yes. But we see,
So
like even
more than children, I would say their
parents.
parents. I
Parents.
would say
Exactly.
like more than a person with vitiligo, if a woman gets, especially maybe their spouse will be more, worried, because I have seen men whose wife had got
Mhm.
vitiligo over a period of time,
Mhm.
after marriage or after pregnancy, for instance,
Mhm.
some few instances, right?
Mhm.
So there they will be like, okay, my wife has this. There's a lot of family a
Mhm.
lot of things happening around us. What do you do? How we do? How we go about it?
Yeah.
So the one question I ask them is, how are you feeling about your wife, right? Because for the person who is going through something, the immediate support is always
Yes.
their
Partner.
husband or their parents
Yeah.
or their children. So that support matters the most. Even the
Yes.
outside world can be dealt with,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So I always ask the person approaching me if they don't have vitiligo, how are you supporting? Like, are you okay with them having this? Right?
Mhm.
You do treatment. That is one thing to do, right? You do treatment. It's your interest if you want to do or not.
Yes.
But main thing is you also support them mentally. They need to be
True.
happy. They need to be not happy. At least they need to, have some mental support.
Yes.
Happiness, sadness is part of it, but they need to have somebody to rely upon, right?
And that's
So they
actually
need to
needed.
feel that it's all part of life, no?
Yes.
Panic will be there. See, when something happens out of the blue, a patch comes and everybody stares at you. It's not
Mhm.
easy.
It's
But
not.
the thing is, you need to see after one point at least that what next,
Yeah.
right? You need to educate people around you also. See, when we go through something, there are two ways to approach it. One is how we advocate or how we speak for ourselves,
Yeah.
right? So that the awareness spreads
Yeah.
and we also represent ourselves in the right light.
Yes.
And on the other hand, you also need to see where the other person is coming from,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
some people we can educate, and there will be 5% always everywhere whom you can't do anything about. You just have to let
That's
it go
true.
peacefully,
Yeah, yeah.
so that your peace of mind is guarded, right?
Yes.
So that's all I say,
Mm.
like you do your best. Like it's a two-way journey, right? I spread awareness, I speak for myself, and people around me are also open enough to listen to it. Most of them are. 90 to 95% people will be open. 5%, it's okay. They have their journey too. You
Yeah.
can't do much about it.
And you cannot help them. I mean, if they don't want to help themselves, you cannot help them at all.
Yeah, exactly. And you never know, no, what is happening in a person's life.
Yeah,
It's
that is
always,
also true.
easy to say they never understand, but you
Yes,
don't know what kind of upbringing or what kind of,
exactly.
trauma they might have gone through. Right? It's very easy to judge from outside.
Yes, yes, it is.
So that's the thing.
And that's really nice. And yes, as you mentioned, families are the real support, your real backbone. And if they, in a way, understands you, because every emotion that we have for somebody, maybe our partner or our parents, it's not based on some conditions. That maybe if I have so much of money, I'm gonna love you, or maybe if I have this kind of lifestyle, I'm gonna love you. It's always based on pure emotions and pure connections. So I think
Yeah.
anything as such, a skin condition or any such social issues which we as an individual has to face, so our family should also be in a position to accept that. We can accept that from our end, we can do that, but it impacts us more if somebody who's very close to us is not on the same page with us. If they, their point of view about us, or the whole idea of being with us changes completely after something like this, then it really bothers us. So yes, it's true, it's really true. And even in this situation wherein you have a partner and you have to spend your entire life with that person, and if he or she is not okay with this, then how do you deal with it? Right, either you need to end it, or you need to live with that I would say confusion or whatever negativity that you're going to hold throughout your life. And that's really kind of depressing, I would say. You can fight with yourself, you can fight with the entire world, but you cannot fight with your own people, your own family, because they are your foundation, and if that is not
But
strong.
that is also a journey, I would say,
Yeah.
because in my case, if you see, like my parents have always been loving, and they have supported, done everything, to help me heal or get through that. Then the thing is that they never actually liked me speaking about it in public. One thing is
Oh.
I'm a girl,
Uh-huh.
right? And that time I wasn't married at I wasn't married. I was single, and I
Mhm.
was, planning to put up a video in public.
Mhm.
So they were not okay with that, right? There was a lot of resistance. I literally had to speak up and literally had to, maybe fight for it,
Mhm.
right? Even now when I'm doing these sessions with you, like it's all voluntarily, right? So
Yeah.
when you do things for free or voluntarily, it's always seen as, you're doing, like it's always seen that maybe that person is too free, or the person, it's not valued exactly like a paid stuff.
Exactly.
That's what
Exactly.
I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the thing. A lot of thing comes along with it, and the so it's very important to have our intentions and the intent of why we are doing it in place,
True.
right? Because I faced a lot of resistance in doing what I wanted to do, right? So I can very well understand, and even I feel that even if a person disagrees with you, you can still find a common ground with
Yeah.
them.
We can. Yes.
So that is always there. So that I've understood more with my personal relationship. Like my partner, my husband has been
Mhm.
pretty vocal and open about it. He doesn't much interfere or do anything. He's okay with whatever I do in terms of awareness, because I made it clear when I got married itself that I'm I wanted to do a video. It all started there, though I never planned to do things after that.
Mhm.
It was all organic because people kept reaching out to me.
Yes.
I couldn't say a no. But apart from that, like doing every step, it came with a resistance. That why you have to say your story, because I'm a person who is healed. I don't have patches visible on my face unless and until I tell you that I had,
Mhm.
unless and until I show you my photo, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
many of my elders would ask, why do you want to make it public? But the
Mhm.
thing is, just because I shared my story, every video has many of the videos have around lakhs to thousands of views on
Mhm.
YouTube. My video, right?
Mhm.
And it has helped many people to actually come out of their shell
Yes.
and also help them heal,
Yes.
And also, like, I'm always open about the fact that if you want to get treated, go for a treatment. If you don't want treatment, you don't go for a treatment. If you think that you want to, cover your patches with makeup or camouflage, feel free to do it. It's your choice.
Yes.
It's not about that you're hiding it, but you want to do it. There's nothing wrong to it,
Mhm.
right? You being very bold about your skin is one thing, but
Mhm.
also you need to have the freedom to do what you want with your skin,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Because there are many people with vitiligo also who sometimes say that why are you hiding? But I would say that if a person wants to camouflage, then please give them the liberty. They're not doing anything wrong,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I advocate on all these instances, like even through support network or through the awareness talks or the posts on social media.
Mhm.
So the main thing is to everybody to have a free freedom of speech or choice of whatever they want to do with their life,
Yes.
right? When unless and until being very cordial with people around them, right?
Exactly.
So that's what yeah,
And
I
I
had to
really
share.
like this thought because the thing is, every one of us has something or the other in our life which has inspired us in a way. But that is not necessary that if, say, if suppose I get influenced by some personality, it's not necessary that you should also feel that way, right? You have the liberty to take your own steps or, take your own approach. And I really do not like people who have their journey and they're not just sharing the journey, they're also imposing that journey on somebody, that
Hmm.
I as a person has overcome this and you are hiding in a shell, you shouldn't do it, or you
Yeah,
are not
exactly.
like that. It's okay to be like that.
Yeah.
It's okay,
Yes.
because at the end
Everybody
of the
needs
day,
their time,
yeah,
no? Everybody
exactly,
needs their time.
exactly. And as we
Very
spoke
true.
about common grounds, yes, I too had some clashes with my family as well, in terms of ideas or the way I used to think even now. But that did not stop me or stop them from loving each other. We still have
Mhm.
respect for each other. It's just that at some point of time, I have a different thought process, or have a different perspective about something, and my dad or my mother, they have a different perspective. But we try to explain that to each other, and we try to make sure that it's okay if we don't come to the same conclusion, but this is what I think about it, or this is what they think about this. We just try to set our intentions straight across to each other, so that at the end of the day we shouldn't be like crossing eyes to each other and then thinking that maybe next time if I feel something, I'm not going to share it with you. So that transparency is really required in a family.
Yes.
So
True.
and so this talk that I'm having with you, Shushmita, this is really amazing, and all the works that you're doing. I hope you have all this Telegram links available on your Instagram, because I'm gonna tag that so that people get to know about this Telegram channel and all of the social platform that you are running this awareness on.
Yeah, actually, but the Telegram support network is something private,
Okay,
and it is only for people with vitiligo. And I let them in once, after doing a process of
okay,
verification
okay.
and the initial, check.
So how does this start? I mean, if say suppose somebody is watching this video and would like to be part of your Telegram channel, how do they approach you?
So it's there. The details are there on. So the details are there on. Just a minute. So generally, if you see, many people reach through the YouTube channel, and I've already shared the number
Okay.
through which they message. Right, they either message on WhatsApp or Telegram. The group is
Mhm.
anyways, the support network is anyways in Telegram. So
Okay.
they message and they show their interest, and I also share the initial things of they need to share certain details,
Hmm.
because many people who are not people with vitiligo also sometimes approach,
Yes, yes, yes,
right?
yes.
So I have to ask them questions or create a questionnaire accordingly, and then it's effort,
It's
right?
a, it's a, it's a
And
work.
and I just evaluate and I then add them, because if I
Okay.
add anybody and everybody, then it
Yes,
will
yes,
not
it's,
be
it's
safe
gonna
for
be a
people,
chaos. Yes,
and the hygiene will not be good at all.
I
So
understand.
that's the reason of having it that way. And as far as awareness talks and sessions are concerned,
Mhm.
like people follow our work, they follow me, and like they see that if they want to conduct any awareness session or anything, they do
Mhm.
approach me and we fix on a time accordingly. Since I'm a full-time working professional,
Mhm.
I generally accordingly schedule it based on my flexibility.
That's nice.
So that's how it
So
is.
that's really beautiful, and I hope like I'm anyways gonna tag your channel here, or either when I'm going to put it on YouTube. So people, I hope that they go through this video and they approach you, because what I want is you are doing your part, and there are a lot of people who have already engaged with you, but I want more and more people to come and have that courage, or they don't have to come and speak their heart out, or try to share their story, because it's okay to have their own personal space. But the thing is, they need not have that negativity and live with it throughout their life. That should not be there. So either they come and join a session, or they go through a video, or whatever things that suits them or can help them in a way which can improve their life, even by 1%. So that's the whole point of doing all this awareness things that we are doing here. And I really wish that I get to do not just session, but also I would like to meet you personally, as I'm really inspired by the work that you're doing. And anything that I can do from my end, though I'm not, as I said, I'm not part of the community, but I'm all in to do any kind of work, voluntarily work, or any consultants, consulting, or counseling, as you're already doing. But if in case if you have your hands full, I'm always available, because we share the same agenda here, the thing that the change that we want in the society. So thank you so much, Shushmita. I really appreciate you coming here. You already are doing an amazing job, here, work towards creating this awareness, and just collaborating with me in a way, since I've just started it off, it really means a lot to me. So thank you so much for sharing your story, sharing your work with us, and I'm really looking forward to to all the work that you're going to do in future.
Most welcome. Yeah. So I just wanted to speak to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.